Hey folks, thanks for coming by and checking out my channel. My name is Patdees. On YouTube, I go by Patdees, the Traveling Picker. Um, what's that mean? Oh, hold on a second. I got to take a break here. I got to pick up something that I see. Okay, back to this previously scheduled program. We've had rain and wind yesterday, and actually a lot of rain the past week. There's a van up there. Now, what are they doing? Okay, sorry about that. I guess I saw a white van. Anytime you see a white van, it didn't say candy on it, but it was like somebody talking to the neighbor across the street. So it just caught me off guard here when all of a sudden you see him stop in front of your driveway. So, today's video, basically, I want to talk about the last video that I made where basically I talk about my wife losing her job and reselling is tough. And I want to thank everybody, well, 99% of the people that were positive and made comments and watched the video. It's weird how YouTube works that you obviously get a lot of people who don't understand reselling and understand what we do for a living because some of the comments, and that's where I'm going to go with this, some of the comments really can kind of catch you off guard as a little insensitive, and just I sometimes have to go back and watch the video because I'm like, where the hell did they come up with that, and where did I say that at, and what are they even talking about? So there's one I didn't even. There's one person that made a comment, and luckily it was hidden. And they must have said something that I guess with my YouTube filter that I had to approve, and I haven't approved it because I have to read you this comment, and I'm just gonna do a general blanket response to it instead of respond. And I'm not gonna share the person's name or share the comment and mark it check mark approved because I'm worried that some people could be a little brutal to this person because the comment is scratching my head, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm out here mowing grass. Yes, I'm wasting gas to mow grass. What's that mean? Well, you got to mow the grass today because they're saying rain's coming in the next couple days. And you got to pay for gas to mow the grass. And this is the first time mowing the grass this season. Had to actually replace the tires and the batteries. Now, some people on here will say, don't worry about the grass. Get a free billy goat and have them eat grass. Yeah. This is sometimes the mentality of folks. Again, has me scratching my head. But you can't scratch it too bad because I got sunburnt yesterday. We did our first yard sale ever, which I recorded a video, and I'll probably put that out next. And we did okay, but I'll share the numbers and share a little bit about the details and stuff like that. But we're having to do what we have to do to power on. And I know there's probably a couple people. We had 3 thumbs down. We had 1, and all of a sudden, in the last 1,000 views, 2 more thumbs down. We're not on begging for help. I think anybody who does reselling understands. A lot of people who do reselling, it's a very lonely world. So you vent a little bit on YouTube and you share your experience and you talk about life and what you're going through it. But man, there are some people that just want to beat you up because you share a little bit, and it's kind of disturbing and a little bit disgusting sometimes just how mean spirit that people can be. But again, we power on. But so what I'm going to do is I'm out here, and then there's a little sarcasm in that comment about using gas to mow the grass because when people, oh, you have money to buy gas, but don't. I'm perplexed. We got to get it done. We have to still do normal things in life. Now's not the time to be going out gambling or doing expensive vacations because the money's not there to do that stuff. And I'm not a person who smokes or drinks, so I don't have that wasteful money spending on that type of stuff. I will say I am glad it's summertime because it's been a long winter here in Pennsylvania, and I have not enjoyed the winter at all. It's just been cold and windy. So, all right, let me get into the comments, and then I'm gonna go back and watch the video so I'm clear on exactly what I said. Because usually I don't make off the wall statements, and but now I gotta respond, and because the one message was so like, and there's probably 5 or 6 others. I know some people would be like, just let it go, and I'm not going to go into it mean spirited at all, but I'm just going to clarify. And I make these videos talking about the life of a reseller, and what sometimes personal struggle is, and that's it. Clearly, that's it. So, all right, stay tuned. All right, folks, I do appreciate. So I'm recording this. Actually, I think it's like 3 weeks after the fact because I've done some videos in between. And usually I don't respond to many messages in this type, meaning make a video talking about it. But some of the comments were so, I want to say, outrageous that I just can't believe that some of that. I'm going to address the biggest comment. And the video that I'm talking about was wife lost job. Things aren't good for us right now, but we power on. And that was the key. We power on. I made that video. I hadn't made a video in a while, basically, on my YouTube channel. And I like to make one a week on average, but I don't think I had made a video probably for a month. And just busy with life and stuff. And obviously, like I said, tough times reselling, and the wife lost her job. But I am glad I have filters in place, because the person, I'm not going to even name their name, because there would be at least a couple people that would have probably said some things to them, and it would have just, I think, gotten ugly. But the comment is so big that it's almost comical. And obviously this person is not blocked, but I'm not going to name their name, but the comment, wait, so let me just read it to you, and then I'm going to touch on some other comments that were in there and really tell you where we're at, basically. I don't know, it says 3 weeks ago, maybe it's closer to 4 weeks, and some of the things that we've done and where we're at. And again, wife lost job, things aren't good for us right now, but we power on. So that was the name of the video. I made that video driving the car. I had went down, we drove an hour to visit my father-in-law, who had surgery and was home, and obviously he's up in age, and we wanted to go see him. And while I was down there, I actually did grocery delivery for DoorDash and Instacart. So I actually, even though visiting my father-in-law, my wife was there, I said, hey, an order came up for 15. I wound up, making, the trip for us to drive back and forth down there is $20, and rough numbers, I think I made $58. So I actually made money going to visit my father-in-law. So that was pretty good. So, all right, let's start with this comment that honestly, but that's the internet. So, all right. I had stage 3 cancer, invasive ductal carcinoma, breast cancer. You said you couldn't eat. This is now her, obviously talking to me. You look like your eating isn't slacking at all. God, no offense, they say. Man, I look in the car. I really look that fat, I guess. And actually, I'm down like 50 some pounds since, and on purpose, because I'm eating healthier and stuff. They say you never get on YouTube and drive around, waste money for gas to get a sob story out. If I'm wrong, then I apologize. So, punch me in the gut, and then, but if I'm wrong, I apologize. And my eating, no offense. All right.
Stage 4 isn't something someone lives with very long. It hurts my heart if this is true, as I have no money either. But I don't go to my channel and beg, make them feel bad. Okay. I don't know where I was begging, but all right. And I'm going to address, if your channel is the same as someone else's, but you seem not to be able to get past 5,000 question mark, then your channel isn't as good as you thought. You know what I would give for 5,000 subscribers? That's a great gift, my friend. So is being cured from cancer. Man, that's one comment I agree with, and the other comment, I'm gonna address it all. I feel like addressing every line because I don't. This person, and I assume it's a woman, just doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. So it seems, is there more about the jealousy that you have of YouTubers getting more subs, or them doing giveaways to bribe them? Giveaways. You think it's buying his subscribers? He's thanking them. I bet he doesn't drive and waste money on gas that he doesn't have money for. I had to save this comment. You should mention what kind of cancer you just for the first time. You should mention what kind of cancer you just for the first time mention. Customs border protection pays to work. Train 3 months and you're golden. Reselling is a side hobby thing, not a job. The other YouTubers have regular jobs and problems just like you do, my friend. I don't know who this person is, but my friend. I'm sorry to now if this wild story is true. So I'm sorry to now if this wild, I think it was no, if this wild story is true. But someone who's going through a bad time, you sure have a lot of money for gas to buy old things. Dusty things that could make you very sick if you inhale dust or anything. Wishing you the best. If you're telling the truth, then I'm sorry. I think people that know me know I'm telling the truth of everything, and I always tell the truth, and I would never go on and beg and make up such a bullshit story. So, yeah. Just because YouTube channel does well, it's because they have great content. Maybe yours isn't as good as you think. Yeah, maybe. That's true. Take care of your wife. You didn't mention how much the pills were. I had 4 bags of chemo every 3 weeks for 6 hours. I lost half my body, and to this day I feel like an elderly version of myself. You're doing very well for stage 4 cancer. You didn't mention you were in remission or even what kind you had. Blessings. To the haters who write terrible things about this message, I said if it was not true. It's just allegedly. Good luck, my friend. Wow. If that person was my friend, I would not want them to be my friend. So that was the comment that was blocked. So let me go over it real quick. I'm just utter amazement. So obviously, I'm going to believe the person said they had cancer, and yeah, no one never would wish cancer or sickness or death on anybody. Even I don't hate many people because I don't think about them. I guess what I will say before I kind of answer some of the comments, you know, Mr. Beast has 400 million followers here on YouTube, and people will criticize. I see he posts on Instagram and Twitter. He could buy glasses for blind people or hearing aids for deaf people, put wells in Africa for people that can't get water, and still face criticism and death threats. That came right out of his mouth. So it doesn't shock me that people are so mean-spirited. This person, if they're watching now, I was, I called you friend, and you basically slapped me, and then said, "Here, child, stand up." What? Just the comment. It was, and this is no offense. Very. You don't tell somebody First of all, even if I didn't have cancer, which I do, and I do have stage 4 cancer. Stage 4 cancer is something that spreads outside of the normal where it originally was located. If you follow my channel, you'll see I've made maybe 2 or 3 videos. I had it originally 8 years ago, and it came back 22. I've made 1 video per year talking about it. Um, it's not something I want to really focus up my YouTube channel on. Um, I'm a reseller. I sell. What's that? I mean, I buy stuff and I flip it and I sell it on eBay, Amazon, and whatnot. Especially the last year. Um, there are people out there that will criticize people that resell, but Walmart is a reseller. Walmart buys from China and sells it. Target is. Any restaurant buys, and reselling is a big business all over. Um, I wasn't wasting money, first of all, because I was driving down to visit my father-in-law, who is 85 years old, and you never know when his day comes, and that's my wife's family. I don't have no family, so of course we're going to visit, and I shouldn't have to justify me even if I spend $20 to go. And again, I made money actually doing that. So not only am I doing reselling because of the tough position that we're in with my wife, with her medical issues, losing her job, and not being able to get unemployment or disability and stuff right now. We're doing what we have to do. We're doing yard sales. If you follow my page, I've done yard sales. We're cutting expenses. I'm doing grocery delivery. I'm doing food delivery. I'm doing restaurant delivery. Upping my game by selling more on whatnot. This channel was created basically to be entrepreneurship and talk about the life of reselling. It's not for everybody. If people don't understand it, that's fine. Then you're not the person that wants to watch. 5,000, probably about 5,500 followers by now. I worked hard to get to that. I used to do lives. I've done some famous interviews with some bigger channels. I'm not going to name them all. In the reselling world, in the sports card world, and even some a celebrity's been on my channel that's been on TV and stuff like that. I'm proud of the fact that we have a family-oriented channel that we work hard to do. I'm going to even tell you what I made at the end of this video, off that video that I did. It wasn't a whole lot of money, but obviously I get paid basically a penny per view. I'm going to actually look. So I'll just tell you what I made basically off that video right now before I forget. So let me tell you what I made off that. It's not a lot. Subject matter. So, wife lost job. We power on had 7,422 views. In the beginning, the first probably 4,000 views, the average watch time was around 21 minutes. And now lately, the newer views is only averaging about 6 or 7 minutes. People watch it and they move on. That's fine. I made $39 off that video for 7,000 views. It's not life changing, but yeah, $39. I'm grateful for the people that did watch, and I'm also grateful for the people that have reached out to me trying to give me advice and say things. And there's friends that said, "Hey Pat, I didn't know you were going through this. What can I do to help you?" I don't want no free money. I didn't get on there crying and begging. People came to my whatnot and supported me, and that's great. Stage 4 isn't something someone lives very long. That's actually wrong. This the cancer breakthroughs and stuff that are going on. People are living longer. Do I have a time clock? No, I don't know. Obviously, I don't want to get really get into it because, to be honest, I'm young yet and have a wife and 2 sons that are they're grown adults now, but I don't. And you can. Everybody's free to do whatever you want. If you want to go on your channel, it's not begging. I never begged. I talked about my situation and what what my plans were and what we're going to do and how things have changed. If your channel is the same as someone else's, and we talked about giveaways. This person obviously wasn't paying attention. I was not talking of nothing about YouTube giveaway. It's whatnot giveaways. It's people that do basically who are growing really fast on whatnot, and they're doing giveaways to have people stay on the platform. The more money that they have, their budget is bigger in giving giveaways, and yeah, I really don't want to explain that because, to be honest, you're just way off base. You don't even know what you're talking about as far as that. There is no jealousy towards other YouTubers. If anything, there's envy that to see. I have plenty of friends that do good, and I actually make money doing YouTube. Not a lot, but enough that I wouldn't give it up, and I enjoy sharing my story. You should mention what kind of cancer you have. I have in the past. I have. I don't. I'm not going to go back and watch the whole video, but it doesn't matter. You can go if you do your research. I'd be pretty stupid to come up with a scam or a fishtail. So, Custom and Border Protection pays you to work. Train 3 months and you're golden. Okay, well, I live in Pennsylvania. I'm not moving to Texas or Arizona or whatever. Reselling is a side hobby thing. Absolutely not. I know people that are doing better than doctors. I know people. That's the extreme example. Obviously, I mean, I know people that resell that make $250,000, $300,000 a year profit. For me, honestly, because of my medical condition, I do not get disability. I do not get Social Security. I do not get workman's comp or nothing like that. What I do get is a discount on my insurance that I can buy through the state because of my income and because of my health. I'm grateful for that. That to me is sufficient. And doing the reselling I enjoy, but like anything, it has its ups and downs, and that's so complex to answer. Really take offense, a wild story. And again, wasting money on gas, like just no, whatever. Maybe mine. I wasn't talking about YouTube. I was talking about whatnot. I didn't mention how much pills were. What does it matter? I mean, you said you're broke, or if you won the lotto, would you pay for my pills? It doesn't matter if the pills are $20 or they're $50 or you know, you're so man. I wouldn't want to meet you in person because you're just miserable, and just miserable. So you didn't mention you were in remission or even what kind you had. I have talked about it. Basically, I've said that my cancer has shrunk. It's what's considered stable. I get PET scans every 6 months. But just allegedly. So that comment was blocked. So what did I waste? About 15 minutes addressing one comment. So let's go in and I don't know. That really I had a chuckle because, but yet the comments were just crazy, like just. So let me mention, and then I'm going to give you guys an update where I'm at and what's going on, and you know, and I know some people are like, "Pet, don't worry about it, just let it roll off," and I am, trust me. When the comments are so stupid or so, there's plenty of people that know me. I mean, what do I got to do? Post up my medical reports? You know, it's just so stupid. Like. I don't know. This person to me needs counseling. A lot of beautiful comments, basically, and you could see there, hey, keep pushing along, and don't let your mortgage. I would never let my mortgage. Was here's the thing. I talked about I got aggressive. I did a show on whatnot, and what good came out of that video was other people that follow me saw my story, and they said, "Oh, let's go over and just support Patdees and let's go rate them, and we'll send some of our viewers." And it worked. I had my best show that day. I basically a little over $3,000, and that afforded me. We live very. I don't want to say frugal, because if I told you that I went to Jersey Mike's and paid $8 for a sandwich, you'd be like, "Well, that's not very frugal." Our bills are not a lot. I drive a 1999 Crown Vic. It's bought and paid for from day one. I bought that car for $2,000, and we just had, and that was what somebody else talked about. Well, how come we did have some saved money up, but unfortunately the cars that needed to get repairs. But some of the I don't know, some of the comments I like, it's just crazy. Um, Let me see. I'm trying to address a little. And there are a lot of people that are in similar situations. Again, a lot of great. How many comments did I have? It was 131 comments. Uh, Love the grind is hard. A middle class is always prayers for you and your family. It's a cruel world. You don't feel alone. Exactly. That was from Uncle Mike, actually. So that was, I know him. Things are tough at the moment. Yeah, they are. Good to see you online again. Yes. You're having so much prayers. The people came in, and what I did with that $3,000 was I was 6 weeks behind on my mortgage, so I paid the mortgage, I paid the car. I already had paid for the car repairs. I still owed like $400, but since then, and we've done yard sales. If you watch my videos, what's been killing us is the rain. So we've done yard sales. We're doing what we need to do. We're emptying out storage units. We're cutting bills. As you can see, as fat as I am, I'm still eating. I'm not starving myself. I'm not going to starve myself, and I'm going to tell you why. When you do have cancer, you should be eating nutrition and eating the right things, avoiding sugars and McDonald's and things like that. But you should be eating. So for the lady, yeah. Um, Not struggling now. Prayers thing for come around. Take care. Thank you in my prayers. A lot of good luck. People, I'm here. The times are tough. I hope if we can. One of the things that we're doing is me and my youngest son. Before my wife had lost her job, what happened was we had paid off our PayPal loan, because if you get PayPal loans in reselling and you pay a little bit interest, but it's actually not as bad, because sometimes when you figure it out, it's about the same as a credit card. But so if you borrow 1,000, you pretty much pay 1,100 back, for example. So if you borrow 3,000, you pay. I guess it's dependent upon your credit and how much sales you do. You pay like $300. So I had said to my son, so we started a 3D print business. My son has a background and some technical skills, and with me doing whatnot. And honestly, that's been very successful. Harry Tornado, if you follow me, and I do have another channel if you guys want to follow, called Patdees. I'll put a link up here. You guys, that's how you want to help me? Help me grow that channel so I can make some money. You can help me without putting no money out, just by going over there and watching a couple videos. So, where is it? Over here? No, over here. Over here, I'll put up the link up there. Keep going. Of course, I'm going to keep going. There's nothing. eBay has a lot of issues. Stay the course. Of course, we're going to. All right. I take a lot of. Let me tell you something. I was in the restaurant business for 20 years. Had over 800 employees. I've had businesses, that done good, have done bad, and been a landlord. So I'm no dummy when it comes to. I started a 3D print business and came up with an idea of the soap dishes, and Harry Tornado actually has been our largest customer. But we've sold 3D printed keychains, and we're selling some other things. So there's something that we started, and Some things take time, though. You don't need to make your money all from one source. I'm doing yard sales. I'm still gonna deliver groceries. We're gonna grind it out. All right. Here's another comment, and I do want to address, and it is public there. KR1W4L. If your state has unemployment, have your wife file for unemployment. Well, she can't file for unemployment. She has a health issue. She's had multiple surgeries on her foot, and the minute that you say that you can't work or you have a limitation because of your health, that means you're unavailable. You basically would have to lie to get unemployment. We're not going to do that. We're not going to commit fraud and do that. Also, set up a GoFundMe if possible and talk about it on your YouTube channel. We're also not going to do that. I don't believe GoFundMe is for people that are going through tough times as far as job situations. To me, GoFundMe is really meant for medical situations. I don't even think it's meant for fires, unless they didn't have insurance. But that's another story. Why didn't you have insurance? If you have a fire, you have a deductible, but yet the insurance company is going to replace your stuff. So that's just personal opinion. Now, I have supported in the last probably 10 years over 30 GoFundMes. Our neighbor, actually, when I was in the restaurant business, lost their house in a fire, and we did a dinner for them and donated all the money and helped them so that they could. Because they had deductibles, and sometimes you wait for the money and the value. So we did the right thing is being the neighbor, and that's the one thing I do believe in. Is it really starts with your friends, your community, before you're really out there. So when the person says I was begging or telling a sob story, absolutely not. I would never set up a GoFundMe for my situation. If a little girl had cancer and a lot of times they can get treatment and stuff like that, but the mom has to then go down, or the dad, whatever. I'm not trying to stereotype. Then they're out of work and it costs money to drive back and forth, those type of things. But I would never set up a GoFundMe. I would rather use my resources making like keychains or making things or selling some things that I've had in storage to get money that way. And, somebody passes away and and they need money to bury it, that's different. I think that's a good GoFundMe, because a lot of times people can't get insurance if they're sick, so they have no money to bury. That's totally different situation. But again, GoFundMe, that's tied to a medical issue. GoFundMe is not tied because if I'm out going, let's say, to a movie 3 times a year and I'm going to Jersey Mike's buying a sandwich, I definitely don't need a GoFundMe. I'm grateful for every day. I'm grateful that my treatments are working, and they're working now, meaning they're not spreading. They're not causing my cancer to. I'm living still. I'm metastatic cancer and stage 4, and been doing treatment now. August will be 2 years, and grateful for every day. So, but I'm realistic, and doesn't mean I still can't do. I have side effects. Trust me. Don't be afraid to ask for friends or other channels to make small dishes. People have come in. Jeebus's. I do a thing on my channel. Hey, buy the host a slice of pizza. They bought. Not only did they buy keychains, but they bought the keychains even before I made the video because we're friends. But they came in and bought 100. They bought 100 slices of pizza, which then I did get emotional. I was like, "Oh my god!" Because at first I thought they bought another 100 keychains, and then when I looked, it sold. I'm like, "Oh, they bought another 100 keychains." I'm like, "I gotta." I'm just finishing up, and a couple other channels and whatnot bought. They use them as giveaways, or they put them in their bin, and people buy them as support. And I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to make 300 keychains for them." And I looked, I'm like, holy crap, they bought another 100. They bought 100 slices of pizza. So that was like, and then later on in the show, they bought another 10 slices. So I was like, wow. So we always send a thank you. So I sent a box to them with some goodies in it as a thank you for buying the pizza. Now, it wasn't $330 with the goodies. Might have been $30 worth of goodies that I already had of stuff that I had, that just to say thank you. Um, but it was a great comment, KR1W41L. But I would never, unemployment can't do, and I would never do a GoFundMe. But anything else that you said in there, yes, there has been people supporting me, and I am very grateful. So, and I'm sorry, guys, I can't believe I'm talking this long. Ugh. Let me see. Keep trying. Swallow your pride. Go to food banks. Wife should sue Subway. Then maybe sell one car, less insurance, taxes, and maintenance. No, we need both cars. The one car, first of all, we have a. It's not even worth it if we sold it. The other one, I don't owe nothing on it, so we're not going to do that. Love you, Pat. Here's one from Flippin' Minnie. She came over and actually did. Another person. No, we won't do a GoFundMe. A lot of people are mentioning this Walmart Spark, and I have a friend that did okay with that. But I am doing deliveries, and you should never take time off unless it's crucial. Out of sight, out of mind. That's how you lose a job. Ask a pro athlete. Well, the thing, I think you're talking about my wife. She was off for surgery. What are you going to do? She did put it off, and it just was getting to the point that she couldn't do it no more. She had to. I hope things turn around real quick. It don't need to be real quick. We just need to make adjustments and do things that we need to do. If you don't mind, which health insurance do you have? I have local hospital Geisinger, but you're able to get it at a discount based on your health and your income. Charles, yep, hang in there. You're a fighter. You know how to survive. Exactly. I'm gonna keep doing it. New to the channel. Thank you. Time to choose your tent spot. What does that mean? So the guy said, time to choose your tent spot. I wrote, in your backyard, LOL. I mean, what was I going to say to that? Patdees, come on over. I got extra sardine paste. Could be fun. I do like sardines. And then I just said back to him, please tell me it's in olive oil. What was I going to say? Tina Bina, I know who she is. Okay. So, I'm sorry that you guys are in a bad spot. I have a question. You said that you were having high sales months, meaning I was doing $5,000 or $6,000 a month. My question is, you didn't put money aside for emergency fund. Making $5,000 is a lot of money to not have anything set aside. I'm just curious. We did have $4,000 put aside. I'm rounding up. Maybe it was $3,700, but we fixed the cars, and obviously, my wife was supposed to get money, and even the company had said, no, you're covered under the insurance for a certain set of time, and then the insurance company said, no, screw you, we're not paying. $5,000 though is gross in sales. That's, I mean, yeah, that's not profit. Traditionally, $5,000, you should be making like 50%, so $2,500. Our bills are approximately $4,000 a month, so at $2,500, I'm $1,500 short. Now, my wife made enough money to pay 70% of her bills, so traditionally, I only had to come up with about $1,200-$1,500 a month. So when I had $2,500 a month, that extra $1,000 was allowing us to buy more things to sell, or put a little money to the side to fix the car and stuff like that. So. You got to understand reselling, so I don't want to get too depth in that because I've already talked 32 minutes. That's just kind of long. I'm in Pennsylvania. Sell everything in your house you don't need. That's easier said than done, and I'm also not going to have a fire sale, meaning everything's going to be for $1. No, we're going to... oh, boy. Some people took go for high dollar items. Okay, well that takes money. Don't repair your cars if you don't have to. Well, who does? Who repairs? You only repair cars if they, if you have to. I don't. I don't know. Call the card companies. We don't have a lot of credit card debt at all. We're talking like 300 on one, two. We just don't. We sell your home to a company that buys houses. That's terrible advice. Uh, because they basically, I would pay more in rent than I would be on my mortgage. That's just terrible. Look at public aid and subsidized housing. Also terrible. We're not living on welfare. Apply for state health care and EBT. We're not gonna like. Oh my god. I'm too much of a grinder, too much of a worker, too much of um, a fighter to just basically give up to live on welfare. I grew up on that way, and my that was my mom and dad's mentality, and a lot of people can't get out of that, and they make excuses why there's money to be made out there. The problem is, and like I mentioned in the video, is when one of you guys basically lose a whole income, and you got to replace such a large amount. Um, it's not easy overnight. Um, Resellers are cooked. They're gravy train. I never knew it was a gravy train. Um, some asshole. You could do with a Subway diet. I wrote do what? And somebody wrote resell Pokemon. Everybody's comedian. I don't see the comment. Someone called me a turkey. Maybe they deleted it. Someone called me, I don't know, a turkey. Let me see. Newest. Let me see. I kind of let that one out there. Yeah, someone called me a turkey. So, yeah, I love when people are down, and we're such good Christians looking out for one another that they want to kick you while you're down and make horrible comments. Luckily, 95% of the comments and the people have the right mindset and get it. So that's what we're doing. If I do appreciate everyone that did watch the video. I made $39 off it. Hey, $39. That's nice. The other comment I'm not going to even make public because, frankly, it's just such a stupid, idiotic. And then call me. I would never want to be friends with that person. Never. Because they wouldn't like my honesty, what I would have to say. I never wish cancer on anybody. Anybody that would tell a wild story and make it up looking for money. That's not me. Just it's just crazy. Whatever. And we're not gonna. Even someone said, I'm gonna give my house away. Yeah, I've been living in this house for 20 years. Now, I can't just. First of all, can't just give it away. Can't just move out. People don't know. Of course I don't get on here and share every detail of what I'm going through. But when I closed the restaurant up 8 years ago, the first time I went through cancer, I owe taxes on the business that don't go away, and there's a lien against it. So no one could just take away the house anyways. We're going to pay our mortgage because our mortgage is honestly about the same as rent, and it would actually be more based on this size house. And we're going to do what we're going to do first. That's what we pay first. I'm still going to eat. I'm going to try to probably lose another 20. I did hurt my back in November and put on a couple pounds, but my back is feeling better. But I'm going to try to keep fighting cancer. I want to be here. I'm hoping 5 years from now I do another video and we look back at these situations, and these are just bumps in the road. But whenever you put yourself out there, people, we call those internet muscles, or people behind keyboards, whatever. I guess I got to put up with it. But I wanted to address it. I wanted to make this video. And I think that's all I'm going to say about it today. So I think I addressed everything that we're doing, and we're going to be fine. It's month to month. Right now, I'm only about 10 days behind on my mortgage. we're in June now, so that's not too bad. That's not the end of the world, and we're gonna keep trying to grind. It's, when in a sense, when you are a reseller and you're working at a home, you're not just meaning you're having to create income to pay your bills. So you have to take some of that money. It's a tough position because if your bills are 4,000 a month, if you just sell things and bring in 4,000, eventually you run out of things to sell. And what do you do? So you got to kind of try to do a little more than that. What you got to try to do is, let's say, bring in 5,000 a month and take 1,000 and buy it and try to turn it into, let's say, 1,500, 2,000, and constantly be doing that to generate income, because you can't just generate enough to pay your bills, because eventually you get to the point where, oh shit, I don't have nothing. But there's, again, doing the 3D printing, that's a business, and that is profitable. Is it a lot of money? No. When you're selling 100 keychains and you're making 40, 50 bucks, you're not getting rich. But man, I'm grateful for the people that are buying it. One week, probably a couple days after that video, I had 6, 7 people buy keychains. And I'm giving them a service. They're not giving me free money. And if anyone is interested in keychains, it's you get 100 keychains. They're round, and actually I got to go finish up 100 tonight, and for 125 bucks. And people get them, and for different reasons, not just on Whatnot. I've had 2 or 3 people get things like, one guy has a race car and he wanted to give them out to people that come and check this car out. Another person got him. She lost her son-in-law, and they were doing something with him, a little keepsake fundraiser. So the possibilities are endless as far as that, and it's reasonable. So I make 100 keychains for somebody, and 125 bucks helps me. They get something for their money. I make a couple dollars, and that's part of that's what you do. You don't set GoFundMe's up to, you just don't. And you know what? I'd live in a tent. If tomorrow someone said, Pat, you got to live in a tent for 10 years, but you're going to live for 10 years, I'll do it. But nobody knows that answer. So, all right, guys. Little satire. And I just wanted to address the comments. And stay positive. We'll be all right. And that's the only attitude that we can have. So thanks for watching, and I will see you again.